Let us start with question number 4, guys. So the incorrect statement amongst A to D regarding acid rain is it can corrode water pipes, it can damage the structure made up of stones, it cannot cause respiratory ailments in animals, it is not harmful for trees. So this question is from environmental chemistry, guys. Let us look at the options very closely. It can corrode water pipes. Yes, if water is acidic, it will corrode water pipes faster. So option A, this option is correct. It can damage the structure made up of stones. Yes, it can damage. So this statement is also correct. It cannot cause respiratory ailments in animals. That is also correct. No, that is wrong, guys. If you have acidic water, it will promote the growth of bacteria and viruses in water, because of which what can happen is you can have respiratory ailments. So it can cause respiratory ailments should be the statement. So this statement given is what? Is an incorrect statement. It is not harmful for trees. If the water is acidic, it will be certainly harmful for the trees, because trees cannot grow properly under acidic conditions, right? So the third statement and the fourth statement are the incorrect statements. So the answer over here is option 3. Okay. Let us quickly go to the next question. The increasing order of the reactivity of the following compounds in nucleophilic addition is. So this question talks about the addition, that is nucleophilic addition, in aldehydes and ketones. Here what factor dominates is, here steric hindrance dominates. Okay, so propanol, benzaldehyde, propanone and butanone. Now out of all the 4 structures, guys, we have 2 ketones and 2 aldehydes. In aldehydes, the steric hindrance is less. In aldehydes, the steric hindrance is less. If the steric hindrance is less, then it will be easier to carry out nucleophilic addition reaction on aldehydes. So we have 2 aldehydes, that is benzaldehyde and propanol. So this is your propanol, okay, and this is benzaldehyde. Where do I have a bigger group? I have a bigger group in benzaldehyde. So if I compare both of them, what will I observe? I observe that this will undergo nucleophilic substitution faster as compared to benzaldehyde. And the other 2 groups, that is ketones, butanone is sterically more hindered as compared to what? As compared to propanone. Therefore, the least reactive will be butanone and most reactive will be propanol. So the answer would be option 4. Is that clear to all of you? A very simple question, easy question, I would say. Okay, let us go to the next question, guys. Let us start with question number 6, guys. 3 isomers A, B and C. So all 3 are isomers, right? Molecular formula C8H11N. Give the following results. A and C on diazotization gives you P and Q, which on hydrolysis and further oxidation gives you R and S. What point we have to note over here is R has a lower boiling point as compared to S. Yes? So if R has a lower boiling point as compared to S, we will have to compare these structures and see in which case there is a possibility of intermolecular hydrogen bonding and intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Okay? Let us look at the question further, guys. B on reacting with benzene sulfonyl chloride gives an alkali insoluble product. So one thing very clear about B is what? That this is a secondary amine. This is a secondary amine because this test is for what? Because this test is for secondary amine. Let us look at A and C, guys. Let us look at A and C. So now we have NH2 which is getting converted to OH, because first we diazotise this, we are carrying out what? We are carrying out diazotization, okay, and then we carry out what? We carry out hydrolysis of this. So if we carry out hydrolysis and diazotization, so what we will get? We will get a phenol, that is, we'll get a OH in the place of NH2. If I'm looking at a amine which further undergoes oxidation, so I should have what? I should have an alkyl group that is given in our options. So if I put a CH2 CH3 over here, so here I put a CH2 CH3 again at ortho position to OH, and I carry out oxidation of this, and I carry out oxidation of this. So as I carry out oxidation, CH2 CH3 will get converted to what? Will get converted to COOH. So as it is getting converted to COOH, we can clearly see that here there is a possibility of intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Okay, so if I consider this as your A, then this is your R. What is this? This is your R. On the similar lines, if I try to predict what is S, what is S? So boiling point of R is less than that of S. So if it is less than that of S, so S should be what? S should be a product which shows intermolecular hydrogen bonding. So this will show intermolecular hydrogen bonding. So what should be C? C should be this is the structure of C, guys. So we have the structure of A and we have the structure of C. Let us look at the options. Okay, so in the options what we have is option 3 and option 4 are very close to what we have done. Okay, option 3 and option 4 are very close to what we have done. So 3, we have it at para position. So here this will have a higher boiling point if it gets converted to COH and OH. So third option is not what we are looking for. Okay, NH2 CH2 CH3, this gets converted to OH, this gets converted to COH, so this will show intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Here this will show intermolecular hydrogen bonding if it gets converted to COH and OH. Okay, so the correct answer is option 4, guys. I hope you have understood this. It was a lengthy question, it was a time taking question. I'll not say that it is a difficult question, guys. Okay, let us look at the next question.